with a lot of the apps that you've seen, like what are the current tools that other, let's say our competitors are, that they have in the platform? And like, why do they suck? Why should real coaches switch?
Yeah, I mean, so like any of these coaching platforms essentially have to satisfy the job of a coach. So like first and foremost, you have to be able to identify like what are the sort of pillars of coaching. And there's just a couple. It's like being able to write programming. And in order to do that well, to write programming, you need data and you need tools that make it easy to write and deliver programming to your athletes. The second is feedback. You need to be able to take input from the athlete, feedback from the athlete, so video uploads and messages and all this, and actually like do something with that and send back meaningful feedback. And then the third is just the essentially the bare minimum necessary tools to operate a business with this, right? So billing and subscription and managing a team or managing groups or whatever it is. So you basically have client management, you have client fulfillment, which is the coaching side, and then you have this data-driven programming. Those are the three pillars of doing coaching well online. And when you look at the products out there, a lot of what happens with software is you get to a point in a company where you have enough, early on, you're just building like an MVP. You've got
Minimum viable product?
Yeah, minimum viable product or minimum valuable product, where this is enough to satisfy what the job needs. And then you start adding features and building onto that. What I think a lot of what happens is these companies get to a point where they make enough money that they then ask themselves, what should we build? And you have two routes to go down. You can either go down the route of, which some products do, which is build every single feature that exists and just keep adding drop downs and buttons and more UI and more stuff and like just keep piling things on. Or they maybe even like go to more vertical. So it's like you have a coaching platform, now you have like a app platform, now you have a gym management, now you have, marketing CRM attached to it. And you have like all these things that you just keep building, but you miss the fundamental elements of like, is the coaching process being made one of two things, made more efficient or allowing coaches to deliver a better product? The other side of this is that you get past the MVP stage and you get a product that's profitable, and then you just start saying, let's just keep tacking on more things, like more API connections to, Zapier and CRMs and, marketing tools. And like, it's mostly just like fluff to make the product seem like it's more valuable.
Why do they do that?
It's because I think a lot of times it's because it's easier to do those things. So in that model, the second example, it's easier to do that than it is to build native things inside your app and really drill down on that. And the other thing is, I think a lot of these are just not run by people who actually do the job of coaching, or they see it as like it's people want this dream of infinite subscription money that you never have to deal with anything. It's just passive, right? Like the goal that's been everyone's dream forever. And so they try to sell it as this. We'll throw in things that seem like automations and making things better, but really it's just like kind of lipstick on a pig. It's just like, it makes it look really neat.
Don't talk about me like that.
Yeah. But ultimately there's no like substance. It's not actually like integrated to the system to make the job of the coach easier or better. And so you end up with that scenario of like, add more stuff to it just to make it look good so you can get acquired, or just keep building features and building things that really distract from the core business, which is, are you really making a coach's job easier and letting them do their work in a better way?
So it almost seems like what you're telling me is like the top three things that why most fitness apps or fitness tech suck. It's they just want to make money, number one. They then put in fluff to make us end user as coach like happy just enough, dangle the carrot just enough. And then three, even maybe just makes it hard to like transition and leave. Like I know you didn't really mention that one, but that one comes to mind 100%. For me. And so I'm even going to grill you further because again, we do have a bias. We are invested in this product. You've been working on this product for so long. I think people listening to this might hear you listing off these things and talk about these things and being like, okay, like their BS meter goes up. It's like, look, he this is his product. But in our conversations, what's really impressed me is the amount you care about it, and then the amount you really care about the coaches on it being successful. And I think other people don't see that.